Last year, the film Bad Moms spoke to a generation of young parents, rudely debunking the notion that the fun stops with motherhood and being a woman is no longer sexy once she has had children. Written and directed by John Lucas and Scott Moore, who launched the Hangover franchise, the 15-rated film featured two 30-something women, Mila Kunis and Kristen Bell, as well as 40-something Kathryn Hahn, and broke all industry predictions, raking in $183 million, £138 million at the box office. Now comes the sequel, A Bad Mom's Christmas, in which our three heroines are further dogged by the arrival of their judgmental mothers, Susan Sarandon 71, Christine Baranski 65 and Cheryl Hines 52. Kunis Amy has it worst. Her screen mother, played by Baranski, is a perfectionist whose Christmas comes with rigid rules, but Kunis, it turns out, has her own rules. This year, her two children with Ashton Kutcher, 3-year-old daughter Wyatt and 11-month-old son Dimitri, will be limited to just one Christmas present each. I didn't realize how much crap your kid gets until I had my own, she says. My first Christmas as a mother, I realized this: grandparents give kids too much shit. My kids don't need toys delivered to our house. Unnecessary consumption is not what the holidays are about. Kathryn Hahn, Kristen Bell, and Mila Kunis in A Bad Mom's Christmas. Kunis, 34, emigrated from Ukraine with her parents when she was 7 years old. I'm Jewish, born in communist Russia. When my parents saw how Christmas in America was this magical red and green holiday, they immediately went out and bought a plastic singing Christmas tree with a moving mouth and blinking eyes. They still have it. There's zero pressure for me at Christmas. I don't care if it's perfect. There's no one to feel pressure for, raised by a mom who still thinks her plastic Christmas tree is amazing. All of this is such a privilege for my family. When you come from a world where you were not allowed to celebrate life, then come into a place where you're like, none of this matters, it's all fun, it's a different outlook, she says. She arrived in America not speaking a word of English. 2 years later, she had mastered the language and enrolled in acting classes. She soon won TV guest spots and small film roles and, aged just 14, landed the part of Jackie Burkhardt in that 70s show, where she would meet her future husband, Ashton Kutcher. Before they married, in 2015, Kunis had dated Macaulay Culkin for 8 years. Playing motherhood has changed her life in unexpected ways. Once we decided to have a child, my husband and I made a pact that we weren't going to separate the family. So, wherever he is, he'll be there with the kids, and while I'm working, he comes with me and the kids. It limits the work you can do outside of home. To this end, Kunis set up her own production company, Orchard Farm, with friends and fellow mothers Lisa Sterbakov and Cameron Curtis. My girlfriends are brilliant and smart, and together we've sold 14 shows. Now it's a matter of getting the shows on the air. That's a whole other animal. I love developing, I love television, I love meeting writers, I love it all. Film still for me. Bad Mom's Christmas. It also allows her to balance work and childcare. I take my kid to school, go to work, do my meetings, and pick my kid up from school. I am so grateful for the ability to teach my child about a world where her mom is proud of her job and loves going to work. My husband and I both love what we do. We're a little bit workaholic, and we don't say it proudly, but I do think there's a balance. For a long time, I felt so much guilt about working because I was like, I shouldn't love working so much. But that's okay. I'm teaching my kid a good work ethic. That is not to say that Kunis has found a magic formula for having it all. Like everybody, I sometimes feel I'm a failure as a mom. Today I want to see my kids for 10 hours. Do you think that makes me feel good? No. Woman Up. Kunis has long been a hot commodity on screen, with roles in Friends with Benefits, Black Swan, The Book of Eli, and Oz the Great and Powerful. Now she is looking forward to promoting other women. We're making TV that we think is great, shows that are important. They're not all female drive-in shows by any means, but our biggest thing is that they all have a really strong female character. Every single woman in all our shows is treated with the utmost respect. She isn't necessarily the lead, but she's not a mannequin. We meet shortly after the fallout from the Harvey Weinstein allegations. She has been silent on the #MeToo movement so far, partly because she doesn't do social media. If you're gonna read the good, you're gonna have to read the bad, and I don't want to read the bad, she says, gripping my arm for emphasis. I don't want to feel worse about myself, so I leave it alone. Today, she offers her take on the matter. The abuse of women exists in all industries. It's just the way the world works. We happen to have a platform and our voice is the loudest right now. Actors Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis attend the game between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Los Angeles Lakers. Photo Getty. I'm proud of everybody who's standing up, and I'm also proud that we're living in a country where women are able to speak up and not get stoned or hanged or berated on the streets. There are many faults in the world, but this is not one of them. Society evolves, she points out, optimistically. Hopefully it fixes itself out. If you remember, back in the day it was, socially speaking, okay to hit your wife a little bit. It was okay to slap your wife and say she was out of line, give her a backhander. So we found a way to deal with that, and we'll find a way to deal with this. The solution, she believes, is obvious. Education is the key to everything. Educate, educate, educate. That's where we're faltering. Ask her how she will protect her own daughter and she smiles. He'll just put a chastity belt on her.